Well guys, that's pretty bad. This tire here on the front of the PT-GT has had cords showing for a little bit right down the middle, as you can see. And there's a lot of them showing now. It's really sketchy. There's no way I would drive on that. This one isn't too bad, but still the treads are like basically almost gone. I got 2 new front tires for it, and we're gonna go over and get them thrown on right now, and then I'll kind of explain what's going on and why it's taken me a while to do that.
Hours later.
So I don't know what happened to the clip that was originally supposed to be here, but basically I just bought 2 Kelly all season tires to throw on the front of the PT-GT for the time being. I originally was hoping to get new wheels by now, but I have some new ideas, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned for what's coming next on that. So I threw these on for now because the old ones recorded. We're definitely gonna be switching it up in the future though. Alright guys, so I ended up finding something very interesting. Before I put the wheels back on, I wanted to make sure that everything was good and do a little nut and bolt check. And I ended up finding something over here. I had my pry bar down in here, and this one bolt on the control arm was actually a little bit loose, so I ended up retorquing it. I don't know why it was loose, but I've been noticing a little bit of a clicking sound going on. I guess that was it. So checked everything over, checked our wheel spacers and everything too. And I figured I might as well since the wheels were off, so now we can throw it back together and destroy these tires. Alright boys, we got the PT-GT back here in the shop. Gonna go ahead and lay some nice satisfying dimes on our block off plate for you guys. This has been a long time coming. We need to get this thing perfectly sealed off so that we can move on with this car. Took a little bit of time off of it so that we could get some stuff done on the daily because the daily was having some issues, and also Project Vert, which I believe is already an episode out on that car if you want to check that out. It just came out, link up in the corner. But today we're gonna go ahead and redo our block off plate once more to get things started. As you know, our RTV bottle that we were using before was basically falling apart, so I couldn't lay a good bead of RTV around the hole that we needed to seal up. And because of that, we ended up having a bubble or something and a very, very small leak. So we are still losing a little bit of boost when we get on it. And it's gotten progressively worse the last couple times I tried to boost. So bought a brand new bottle of Permatex Red RTV gasket maker so I can actually do this right, do this properly, and get this sealed up once and for all. So without further ado, let's yank this dang thing out. Well, I'm trying to take a look and see here where it could have leaked, but it must be I just didn't spread it quite thick enough here around where this bolt is, and it was just kind of escaping out here. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but we got a big mess to clean up now. But it shouldn't be too bad using my favorite little tool here. Guys, I went ahead and let our RTV cure for like a whole day to make sure that it's perfectly good. Also went ahead and torqued everything down and made sure that it was snug down about how it should be. Hopefully it is how it should be. If not, this time I'm gonna give up on everything. The only problem right now is that this car is literally like out of gas, but we're just gonna still take it out for a quick little spin. So we're still losing a bunch of boost, which had me a little bit scared, but got it home, hooked the boost leak checker up, and as you guys will hopefully be able to see once I spray some soapy water here. I don't know if you can see the bubbling going on there, but we have a big leak right here coming from this coupling. Thankfully,
This is a really common place for air to leak out, and there's a bunch of it leaking out right now for whatever reason, so. Whew. Well guys, I tried and tried and I could not get this thing to seal up. Kept losing air and decided to go for it and take it out so that I could maybe try to do a temporary fix or something, but I knew that that wasn't going to work. I was planning to upgrade it here in the near future, but I don't know what I'm going to do now. Went ahead and pulled the grill and the upper radiator support, and that's just enough that you can wiggle this and squeeze the pipe up out past the little battery tray mount thing there. And here it is. But you guys can see here on the end how beat up it is. And also when I finally took it off, I realized that there is a big crack right here in the pipe. So that's probably a big reason why it kept leaking in that one spot. You can see it started to crack in other places as well. And this is just way too beat up. This end actually looks way better and was sealing up like it should. So it's not really too much to worry about here. On the plus side though, our plate is not leaking anything. Our block off plate, which is huge. That has been the biggest thorn in my butt, trying to get that to seal up properly. And we finally, it looks like, got that good. So gotta figure something out for this, and then hopefully we can finally continue and figure things out and make some more boost.
Tomorrow.
Alright guys, back out here the next day, gave the RTV plenty of time to cure. Also got a brand new clamp for it right here since we broke the other clamps trying to snug them down on it. You can see the RTV actually turned out pretty nice, and I'm hoping that this will work at least for the time being. I think it will. I have faith, but we shall see. There's only one way to find out, so I'm just going to throw the pipe back in the car, and then we'll give it another test. Alright, got her thrown in. When I was putting it in, unfortunately when I pushed it onto the throttle body, I noticed this crack started to crack open again just a tiny bit. I don't even know if you can catch it on camera here. You can kind of see it right there, just a tiny bit, but it seems to be sealing up okay. I had the pressure checker on, threw a little bit of air through the system. I didn't see anything obvious so far. Got the clamp down below tightened up. My compressor was almost out of air. I could only pump about, I think, like 14 or 15 pounds through the system, which I would normally pump like 18 or 20. Still didn't show anything there, so I guess let's take it for yet another spin. Alright, just gave her a quick bath, got her pulled in and getting ready to dry her off. She's looking real good. It is still losing a little bit of boost though. It's like boosting up to about 18 pounds and slowly dropping to about 14 or 15 or 13, somewhere in there depending on the pull, which is better, and it definitely feels better. But I think our charge pipe is just completely shot. We need to get a new one in there ASAP. That old one is just cracked in too many places, and I think it might be leaking a tiny bit from the lower coupling now as well. But the more I've been tinkering with it, the more I'm getting a better idea of everything that it needs, and hopefully soon we're going to be able to button everything up. But I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I finally know what I need to do.
The next day.
Alright guys, so my final consensus on our boost leak now is that, well, for one thing, it still exists for sure. Since there's too much I can do with it right now, I'm just gonna have to wait and get some sort of, maybe a hard pipe of some sort. I don't know if I'm gonna go with a modern performance pipe or if I'm gonna have one custom built to throw in there, or what I'm gonna do exactly, but all I know is that pipe is old, it's brittle, and it's just not gonna hold boost anymore. Depending on the pull, I still make, you know, 15 at the very least throughout the whole pull, so it's doing good. It's definitely fast enough. I'm not gonna complain, that's for sure, but I just want to get this thing running 100%. Now today, I'm actually preparing for a really cool video that I'm gonna be filming tonight. I'm really excited. I wanna fix my e-brake on this car, and funny story, the e-brake actually has not worked on this car for like many years. As you guys know, I've owned this thing for like 4.5 years, and I attempted to fix the e-brake a long time ago. I bought new shoes from Napa and everything, but I was still a young mechanic at the time, and I didn't have much experience with these things, so I didn't realize how big of a pain it is to do anything like this, like drum brakes or these kind of inner disc e-brakes or anything like that with the springs and everything and how it all worked. So I just kind of gave up. I zip tied the little actuator together and said screw it for the time being. But as you can see, I already got this side put together. I got new shoes in here, got our spring in and everything, and she's pretty much ready to go. But still got to do this side over here. Thankfully, I didn't take this side apart ever, so I could use this kind of as a guide to put the other side together. But you can see the actual pad has completely come off the shoe on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this all apart and try to put it back together and kind of show you guys the process of that a little bit. And I think I filmed the time lapse for about 15 minutes, so it took me about 15 minutes to put the side together. It was not a fun 15 minutes though. Basically, I got the upper spring in first. That one's really tight and it's basically impossible to drag it and clip it in with it all in here. So I did that and then wiggle everything together so that I could get this piece here for the actual e-brake actuation cable in place. That took quite a bit of finagling and using the screwdriver. Once I got that in, I was able to pull both sides down and put the lower spring in down here. And that actually goes in the back behind everything. And then this little spacer that adjusts, this little thing right here with the little gear, that went in last. What helped me get that in is, since both the springs were on, it was tight, so I put our one little clip in here that holds the brake pads in, or I should say the shoes. Put the one clip on and then I used the screwdriver to pull this side back and pop that thing in. Once that was in, I could put both the pins in and yeah, now we should be good. All right, a little while later, got everything torqued down and good to go. I went ahead and adjusted the brakes a little bit. They were a little bit loose and barely grabbing, so I messed with that little thing with the little gear a little bit to kind of get them so that they were almost just barely touching when I put the caliper on, and now they seem to be grabbing perfectly. So we're gonna put that to the ultimate test by torquing down our wheel spacers with our e-brake. All right, boys, got her back on the ground and the wheels back on. After 3 hours of messing with these stupid brakes, I am very glad to have that job done and have them actually working. I think there's only one way to really test this out and make sure they're working properly. She sounds good, she's idling good. Unfortunately, the brakes still need to be adjusted. I think it's just because there was a lot of rust built up in the insides of those rotors where the shoes catch. And you know, just because they've been sitting for a long time, I cleaned them out a little bit with a wire brush off camera, but it still just wasn't enough. I think they need to be broken in. I'll probably have to adjust them another time or two. It's weird there's no like auto adjustment because it's one of those little auto adjustment gears, but there's no arm to like kick it every time that you brake. You have to get in there and do it yourself, which is kind of weird. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I couldn't figure anything out. So they need one more adjustment before they will hold, but we at least tried to do a burnout. And this car, I don't know, I love this car so much, and I'm so excited to be continuing to work on it. And I had, you know what, since you stayed this long in the video, I'm gonna show you. I have a little mod sitting over here that I've been wanting to install for quite a while. We haven't been able to do it because of all the other issues, but we're finally going to be installing it hopefully over this weekend. Here's your hint. It's inside this box right here for Modern Performance. What do you guys think it is? Comment below. I know I've hinted around and I probably mentioned it in live streams before and stuff, but it's a big one that you guys have wanted to see for a long time. Some of you will probably not be the biggest fan of it, but a lot of you are gonna love it, and I have a feeling I'm gonna love it too. So you guys want to stay tuned for that video, but I guess that's gonna do it for tonight. We even got her cleaned up a little bit for the end of this video. There's so much more to come. There's always progress to be made on this car. It's just kind of gonna be our ongoing project here for a while, and eventually she will be completed, but for now, just gonna have fun working in the shop together. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video coming this Wednesday. I believe this is a Sunday video, and again, thank you guys so much for watching and for the support. You rock. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.